Well, Steve Bannon is expected to turn himself in to New York authorities today to face indictment on state charges. That's according to a report from the Washington Post. The district attorney's office started an investigation last year into Bannon in connection with his role in a charity aimed at building a wall along the U.S. Mexico border. In a separate federal investigation into this charity, Bannon and 3 others were indicted on charges of defrauding hundreds of thousands of donors. NBC News correspondent Tom Winter joins us now from outside the courthouse. And Tom, as we mentioned, Bannon is facing charges here in New York State. We know President Trump, though, pardoned him on those federal charges. Is there any indication about the nature of these charges and how they may differ from the federal ones?
Right. So as reported back in February 2021, state prosecutors in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office were taking a look at the exact conduct that you just outlaid in the course of that federal investigation and eventual federal indictment of Steve Bannon. What they were looking at is whether there were any violations of state law. So this is believed to be closely tied to that investigation. As you said, federal prosecutors alleging that Bannon stole hundreds of thousands of dollars along with his cohorts. They initially presented, and certainly his cohorts, at this We Build a Wall, which was a private effort to build the southern border wall. They alleged that when they made representations to people saying they were working as volunteers, that 100% of the money that they raised would go to building that wall, they were actually siphoning some of those funds, the millions that they raised, off into their own pockets, specifically to Bannon, that he created a nonprofit entity that could be paid, but in fact, it went to pay Bannon's personal expenses. So that was that investigation. This is believed to be closely tied to that. We don't have the specific charges yet. We don't know how significant this case might be because they haven't been unsealed. We do know that Bannon is scheduled to arrive here within the next several hours in Manhattan State Court behind me.
And Tom, Bannon issued a statement to NBC News saying, in part, New York has now decided to pursue phony charges against me 60 days before the midterm election. This is nothing more than a partisan political weaponization of the criminal justice system. So what kind of defense can we expect here from Bannon's team?
Probably a lot like that. I think he's probably going to take these charges head on. Look, when you look at the statement that he made, there's no rule in state cases that they have to not charge somebody 60 days or 50 days or 10 days before a midterm election. State prosecutors make the charges that they do. Bannon might be referring to federal prosecutors in the Justice Department guidelines, though it's not a rule and it's not a law that says you shouldn't indict, somebody that may be in a political election or closely tied to it within 60 days. But that just doesn't apply here. He's represented by Robert Costello, who's a veteran attorney, knows New York City very well. He's somebody who's represented Bannon in the past. He's somebody who's represented Rudy Giuliani. He also worked for Rudy Giuliani when he was his head of the criminal prosecutions when Rudy Giuliani was a federal prosecutor 30-plus years ago. So that's the backstory on his attorney, Robert Costello. It'll be, no doubt, a vigorous defense.
And Tom, in a separate case, just quickly here, wanted to ask, Bannon was convicted of contempt of Congress charges. On Friday, a federal judge rejected his request for a new trial, and he's set to be sentenced next month. How could this jail time he may be facing play into these new charges?
Yeah, I don't think that case is really going to impact this particular state case. There, he faces a minimum of 30 days, up to a year for each one of the 2 counts that he was found guilty on. Just depends on if the judge wants to sentence consecutively or concurrently, how that jail time will work itself out. But this is an entirely separate case. There'll be some coordination at some point if Bannon is in jail with respect to any sort of pre-trial or trial that will occur at state court behind me. But for all purposes, these are going to be separate cases. We don't even know if Bannon will be jail eligible, if you will, if he's convicted on any potential charges filed today.
More to come on several fronts. Tom Winter, thanks.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.